How's it going, everybody? Geeky Gambit here, and this is my initial reaction to Black Widow. Just got back from the theaters, so, of course, I had to talk about it. Now, it seems the initial reactions from most people online are just giving it kind of a meh, it was okay, and I disagree. I really loved it. The pacing was really good. It went from meaningful dialogue sequences to action-packed awesomeness, and I thought that it did it very flawlessly. It had some comedy in there. I laughed a couple times. It was great. So I'd say if you're a Black Widow fan or a Marvel fan in general, I would recommend this movie. I'd say go watch it. I genuinely believe you will have a good time and you won't regret spending your time watching it. However, I should say I feel like I need to address the elephant in the room. And that's if you're anything like me, at some point in the past, 2 years that this was supposed to come out, you thought to yourself, well, does it even matter? Is it even going to have any sort of impact on the future of the MCU? Why should I watch this? It's a prequel about a dead character. What's the point? Unless you really love Black Widow, what would be the point? And I do believe this is a logical thing to ask, okay? I mean, I went to go see it. Pretty much anything Marvel puts out there, I'm gonna enjoy, I'm gonna love, I'm gonna go see it in theaters, and I had a great time doing so. But if you are asking yourself that question, I don't fault you. I don't think it's a bad question to be asking. However, in order for me to answer this question, I do have to get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is your official spoiler warning. Now, in terms of the future of the MCU, I would say yes, it does have some plot points and some consequences and stuff that happens during this film that would indeed carry over in the future. Taskmaster was kept alive, and personally I could see her coming back into the MCU as a character very similar to how Bucky the Winter Soldier did. A character who wants to do good but is traumatized by her misdeeds that she had no control over but still feels guilty about. Red Guardian and Iron Maiden actually turned out to be fan favorite characters, at least for me. I thought they were great. And I would love to see him again, even if it's just in a prequel style. Again, let's see their backstory. Why not? Or they could even, if they're going to continue on in the future of the MCU, I do believe it'll probably be attached to Yelena's character moving forward. In a similar fashion of how it was in this film, kind of a supporting role in that sense. And this brings me to the most important character and plot point during this film that will most definitely be continuing on in the MCU. And that was, of course, Yelena, and specifically what happened during the post-credit scene. Okay, so in the post-credit scene, Val shows up and tries to, once again, manipulate someone and brainwash them into working for her own needs, showing her a picture of Clint Barton, Hawkeye, trying to convince her that he is actually at fault for Natasha's death. Now, we as the audience, of course, know that this isn't entirely true. However, if we are to believe that the last scene in the movie before the post-credit scene, if that was the last time that Yelena and Natasha saw each other, that's pretty heartbreaking, you know? Very possible that she will be looking for someone to blame in this situation. And if someone puts a picture of Clint and says it's his fault, it's very likely she will believe and will go after Clint. Which pretty much confirms to me that Yelena will be showing up in the upcoming Hawkeye series that's supposed to come out later this year. However, her role in the series I don't believe will actually consist of being the main bad guy, at least for the entire time. But for this part, it does kind of get into a little bit of a theory, speculation town, so bear with me and follow with me here, okay? So, in the beginning of the series, I do believe it's safe to say that Yelena will be after Clint. But what I believe is it's most important to remember is it has been confirmed that Kate Bishop will be making her MCU debut during this show. And she will be played by Haley Steinfeld, which I believe is a perfect casting choice if you ask me. And I believe this is very important to mention because I think during this series, Yelena and Kate will cross paths and actually more than likely become friends. If you are at all familiar with Kate Bishop, she's actually very similar to Yelena in the sense that, you know, she's a loving character, but very cocky and sassy at the same time. So I do believe that they would mesh very well. And this would likely be the turning point for Yelena, whether it be Kate herself explaining, no, like, Clint was a good guy, he's actually was best friends with Natasha, or if it's just the fact that she doesn't want to hurt Clint because she is so close to Kate, and then later on would figure out the actual truth. from Clint himself. Regardless, I do believe the three will be working together by the end of the series. It's likely that Yelena will figure out that she's once again being manipulated for someone else's needs. And not only would this set up our new Black Widow and Hawkeye with Yelena and Kate Bishop, but I believe it would also start setting up the beginning of the Young Avengers. We got Wiccan and Speed in WandaVision. We got Elijah Bradley in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We just got Kid Loki in the previous episode of Loki. Not to mention, if Kang does end up being the big bad, that would also open the door to letting in Iron Lad, which is essentially the good version of Kang, who is a part of the Young Avengers. We know that we're getting America Chavez in Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. And we're also getting a Miss Marvel show coming out later this year. So add Yelena and Kate to that list, and it seems to me like the team's all here, right? So to summarize this video, if for some reason you watch this entire video without seeing the movie, once again, I do recommend it. Go watch this movie. You will have fun, I promise you. It is a good movie. It does lay the groundwork for future MCU projects moving forward. It does give us little hints at what could possibly come. And it did give me the time to make this video and theorize myself. So, also, of course, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy any part of it, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for some more geeky content, and let me know what you thought of Black Widow. Put it down in the comment section below. I want to know what you thought. And of course, I'll catch you in the next couple days for the final episode of Loki. But until then, I'll catch you guys all next time. Peace.